Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video we will be covering about the different integration patterns for Salesforce. So the first integration pattern which we will be talking about will be the migration pattern. So this is a particular scenario in which we are having some of the records available in a particular database, and we want to put those particular details in our Salesforce platform. So how to do that? There could be two different group of ideas over here. First can suggest, like, let's have a for each loop when we are dealing with more than one number of records and to make it more efficient. But the second class of people can also say, like, for each will be much more synchronous and it will be blocking the thread for a longer period of time, and it is not that performance efficient. So if we are dealing with the number of records in 10,000 20,000 range, it's better to go ahead with the batch step or batch processing. So I will be going with the second approach to make it more generic and user friendly. So let's discuss more about the flow directly. So I will be starting with a listener, and it's basically a get based operation. It is going to make a select query from our database, and I will be selecting all records from the contacts. So let me show you the contacts table as well. So if I make a select on this, there are 100 records available for these contacts table. Okay, and after that I have placed a transform message. So it will be expecting a map, or you can say an array of object. So that's why I have used this map, and inside map these four elements, first name, last name, email and company, are being mentioned. After that there is a logger which is going to print the payload, and after that I have dragged and dropped this particular batch job onto the canvas. It comes up with a batch step, and I have placed this Salesforce create onto the canvas, and I have configured it with the type as lead and records as an array of the payload. So during the execution of this particular flow, I will let you know like how it is going to work, and rest of the things are quite simple. I have not changed anything, like just the batch block size I have mentioned as 10, because the overall count is also 100, right? So idea here is whenever a call is being made to this listener, it will go through this select query. It will be transforming onto a particular format which could be understood by Salesforce, and all those 100 records will be fetched into this batch step, and gradually it will create 100 new records within the lead type of objects within Salesforce. One another approach here could be placing this create in the aggregator scope, and maybe using a bulk, or maybe using this create only within the aggregator scope, and making the batch steps something like 50 or more than that. It will consume less memory resources as well, but for the sake of this particular use case, I will go with this particular setting only. Now there is a second part to it. Okay, so what is the second part? Whenever there is a new record or new lead is getting created, I want some files to be created on another system. So having said that, this particular onModified object is available within the Salesforce. I can show you onModified object, and it will look constantly for this lead object type, and for a frequency of 1000 for 1000 milliseconds. Whenever there is a new entry, it will transform the message and it will create these particular JSON messages, and after that there is scatter gather, which is going to put two different files as one.json and two.json basically, and the content is remaining same. So what it is going to do, it is going to create the files like the first name, last name, and the email in two different JSON format, and finally there is a logger which is going to end it. So this is a part of two integration pattern we are covering. First is migration, and then it is going to create the broadcast will automatically get triggered and will create two new files. Okay, so having said that, let's try to run this. In the meanwhile, I will open up on the Salesforce platform as well. So go to this over here and search out for leads. Click over here and leads all. Here you can see there are 22 records. So ideally, when we are dealing with this particular 100 new records, it should be 122. That's the expectation. One more important thing is created date is of 29/5/29/2018. Okay, so any new record should be of 2020 November. So having said that, let's see the Anypoint Studio status. Yes, it is up and running. I will clear up the console, and we'll like to check what is the DB2 SFTC. DB2 SFTC. So let's make a hit on this. Okay, I'm going to make a hit now. Let's see. I got some of the response. Let's go back to our Anypoint Studio console. It is getting updated. So it is processing for the 100 records. Let's see on the platform side. I will refresh this page. I can see 50 plus records are now available. Let's go to the end. So it's 122, right? 22 were already present and 100 are being added because of our this migration flow. So two parts. The first part is already covered. Now let's see whether this broadcast has worked or not. Okay, so let me open this, and somehow it is not created. Let me check what is the file config I have given. Salesforce demo src main resources. Let me try to refresh. So yes, it is now created. So one.json, it is having these particular values 70, and it is having 70. Okay, so the idea here is like to put you can have any other call based on the modified object. You are calling some other systems, doing some other logic. So this write file are just for the representation purpose. So it was about the, and one more thing, instead of JSON I should have written CSV, because this is the application CSV, right? So I will change it, and the git repo code will be the CSV file based. Okay, so this was about the migration and the broadcast, but as you know, it's better to clean up these 122 and to go back to the default settings, because we were doing these particular things only as a part of this particular video, and I want my platform to be clean. So I will use the similar approach what we have done for migration. So instead of database select, this time I will be using query the SFDC, and instead of 25th I will be putting 28th. I will be selecting ID, first name, last name, company, created date from lead object type, and after that I am going to transform it, just picking up the ID out of it and going to log it, and finally deleting on the based of the ID which are being fetched from this transform message. Okay, so idea here is, once it is active, once a hit is being made on this particular get method of query to delete, it will delete rest of the things which are being created as a part of our migration flow, and we should come back again to the 22 number of records within the Salesforce. So having said that, let's try to make a hit. Again, this particular piece, right? This particular piece you can take it from the user side as well, maybe from as an input from the user, or from one of the file which you are dynamically updating. So this can be the dynamic value in short. So let's make a hit on the send button and let's see. So it is in the executing, and I will see the console as well. So it is showing me the completed, and these are many are IDs are being logged. So I will go back to the login login salesforce.com and will refresh this page once again. Gradually it is deleting, because we have used not the aggregator, right? It's being in the this particular path, not in the aggregator. So that's why it is taking some time. And successful 100 records, failed 0 records. So now we should be good. 36, right? Now 22. We are back to the default settings which we have started during this particular use case. So again, just repeating the things, in this particular video we have tried to cover some of the integration patterns with respect to Salesforce. This was about database to Salesforce. We have picked up some of the contacts from our database, and we have tried to create the similar record within the Salesforce using the batch processing. And as soon as a new record is being created into the Salesforce, we want to trigger a different mechanism. It could be a write file, or it could be a call to any other REST or any other end system. So this is being covered under the broadcast. And migration delete pattern I have used just to clean up the records which we have created using the same migration pattern. I have just renamed it to the migration delete pattern using the query SFDC. In the batch processing, I have not used the aggregator part, so it's up to us. The main objective of this particular video was to showcase the integration pattern. To understand more about the batch processing, I would highly recommend to refer one of my previous video for the batch processing, in which I have covered the processing part of batch related approach in detail. So this was about it in this particular video. In the upcoming video, I will be discussing about the aggregation pattern and how we can connect this aggregation pattern to our Salesforce. So thanks for watching and have a great day ahead. Thank you.